if you're like me and you found yourself at a junction in life where things have suddenly shifted, you don't know what's happening next, but a big decision has been made and all you know is that you got to move forward and push through it, here are some flower essences that will definitely assist and help you to do that, which are some that I'm going to start taking today. So here we go. First up, the first thing you need to do is calm your nervous system, because a big shift has happened in your life. Something's changed. Things aren't how they used to be. That could be shocking or it can send you into a panic. So the first thing that you probably want to do is start taking 5-flower formula. The flowers in this formula help with shock, grief, panic, anxiety, just get you down to a baseline. Probably want to go take that for a few days before you jump into any of the other essences. That includes clematis is in there in that 5-flower formula of just keeping you in the present moment. Star of Bethlehem, which just is a heart tonic flower essence that just kind of soothes grief. It's like a heart balm. What else? Oh, we have cherry plum. That's for when you're like about to like ruminate into panic, or it'll stop panic and panic attacks like in its track. What else is in that one? Once your nervous system is calm, you can reassess and start moving into flower essences that will support you. So a research flower essence that doesn't have so much information behind it. Usually the research essences, they let people take for like a number of years and they accumulate the data. But one that is supposedly really good for getting you to come to a place of acceptance within the decision or the thing that happened, and to kind of get your energy into not moving backwards, but just kind of moving forward, is nectarine. So the flowers of the nectarine tree. Another one would be, I would say is maybe gorse, or something to kind of like boost your optimism. That could be scotch broom, that could be gorse. What's another one that can do that? It depends on the scenario, but I would start with those two, or California wild rose, especially if it's something that wild rose, something that you've been like dealing with for a really long time that's like finally accumulated and it's been taking up your energy for so long. That anything to kind of bring optimism back. The next one is, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, penstemon. This is for like courage to keep moving forward. This is going to give you that oomph you need to just like pow through it. And this doesn't mean that you're not going to feel your feelings. What's happening is that the flower essences are kind of going to, after calming your nervous system, is give you the opportunity to step into seeing the truth of the situation and moving forward. You can ruminate all you want. You can sit in all of that icky feeling. You can release it and let it go, but to a degree that's not unhealthy for you. So I think the flower essences will like balance that out. Penstemon is all about courage, about moving forward, about getting knocked down and getting back up. I've seen this one in action with myself because I've been low-key taking it for like the last couple weeks, and I've just seen how it's like slowly built brick by brick like my strength back up so that I could see things more clearly and move from that place. Another flower essence, it's one of my favorites, it's one of the most powerful ones I think, is that might help in a scenario like this, is walnut. Especially when there's a big change in your life, you may be prone to asking other people their opinions, or other people might just unsolicitedly give their opinions on something or tell you like, this is what you should do next, or you should do this next. And I think it's really important to just tell them all to shut the fuck up, quiet up the noise, energetically just disconnect from what everyone else wants from you so that you can be in your own process. And walnut is a really powerful energetic barrier boundary. Not only that, it's very protective, but I also have found, for me, I've used it quite a bit in the last few years, that it just really gets you to a place of making decisions based on what's true for you and not anybody else. And like I said, it's very protective. So it's like you have a shield around you as you're moving through your own process and making your own decisions. In the case of trauma or something that occurred that dealt you a blow of trauma, a good flower essence to just kind of get back into your own center and your own self and kind of just like re-nourish yourself is Ignatia. It's very powerful for healing, and I'm not a doctor or anything, but for kind of soothing trauma. But at the core, Ignatia really helps you get back into your own energy in a way of like, who are you before you came to this planet, before you experienced traumas? Oh, Panther, you're so cute. Before other people imposed on you their traumas. So Ignatia is just a really like soothing one to kind of get back. Also another one I'd say that does that as well, more of like to do with like the impact of all of that, is arnica. So those two also. Man, I can go on forever because there's so many. Another for grief, optimism, heart energy, buoyancy, getting back into like seeing things in a way where there's like a little bit of joy, is borage. Borage is really good for heart resiliency, and just overall positivity. Trying to think of another one as well, other than borage, for kind of like a moment in your life where like everything is shaken up, burned down, ground zero, would be fireweed. Fireweed is all about renewal and like kind of like phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy. So if everything's literally just gone to shit and you're like at baseline, fireweed is really powerful. So again, assess like, do I need something more gentle, or do you need something to like really revitalize and renew me? But that would be another one as well. To give you an example of a flower essence formula that might kind of do it all for you, I'm going to turn my camera around and show you what I've formulated for myself and why I've chosen those flowers. So here are 2 iterations of a formula. You can see kind of my process. Sometimes I'll have like, I don't know if this one is like that, but just pages and pages and pages of formulas until I get it right. What we have here is nectarine, as I've mentioned. The next would be white chestnut. This is really good for just calming the mind and just soothing ruminating thoughts, a loud, anxious mind, noise in the brain, just like repeating the same thoughts. This is really good for anxiety, of just giving you like a calm blank slate, even in just your mind. Penstemon, as I've said, gorse, as I've said. Rock spring is actually an environmental essence, and it's in Alaska. It's this water that moves through this rock structure, and at the very end, through a crack of this very long rock structure, this natural spring pours out. And so what does that really say about the energy of the essence? Rock spring is an essence of getting through the dark times in order to see the light. It's about giving you the optimism and knowing that there's the resources available to you to make it through. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel is how I view it, and it's flowing abundance of that. So that one's a really good one for moving through a difficult time. California wild rose, as I've mentioned. If we go back up here to the one that I formulated prior to knowing nectarine existed, I put a mixture of California wild rose and chamomile and holly. So these 3 together not only give you the energy to re-engage with life. Chamomile soothes emotional storms, so your emotional responses are more calm and regulated. Holly deals with love in all forms, Christ consciousness, love, healings of resentment, so anything that you may be like sitting on, like pissy feelings. And rock spring is an essence of getting through the dark times in order to see the light. It's about giving you the optimism and knowing that there's the resources available to you to make it through. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel is how I view it, and it's flowing abundance of that. So that one's a really good one for moving through a difficult time. California wild rose, as I've mentioned. If we go back up here to the one that I formulated prior to knowing nectarine existed, I put a mixture of California wild rose and chamomile and holly. So these 3 together not only give you the energy to re-engage with life. Chamomile soothes emotional storms, so your emotional responses are more calm and regulated. Holly deals with love in all forms, Christ consciousness, love, healings of resentment, so anything that you may be like sitting on, like pissy feelings. And I have a workshop this Saturday at Composed Living in the Valley. It's $30 for a ticket. It lasts about a couple hours. You'll have everything available to you to make your own perfect custom flower essence. I'll be there to guide you through it, teach you about some star flowers that are coming through for me this week that I think we can all benefit from. So if you want to join, the link is in my bio, and I'll post the flyer again right after this.